Hi, this is Terry Lee, and this is the 3-day free chakra intensive workshop. First day today is about the body. We'll be meeting on today, Tuesday, November 29th at 7 p.m. and again Wednesday, November 30th at 7 p.m. to cover the mind and the spirit. But today we're going to talk about the body. So, what are the chakras? We want to get a baseline understanding of what the chakras are. What are the chakras? The chakra system, in my perspective, is the energetic and neurological wiring system of all of your life experiences, your cumulative memories, and your collective ancestral histories. So over here, I've laid this picture. I've put the chakras, all 7 of the major energy centers of your body, along your nervous system, along your spinal cord, and that's laid over your nerves. So this is a rough sketch picture of what your nerves look like in your body. Your chakras are intertwined and laid inside of and work collectively with your nervous system. And collectively, your chakras, your nerves, your spinal cord, and your brain, they carry this massive database of every single experience you've had in your entire life, from the moment you were conceived until now in this moment that you're still gathering experiences. Everything you taste, touch, smell, and feel, everything you've ever experienced, as well as the memories you have of every person that has influenced you and the perception of those influences, as well as the collective ancestral history of every person that created you. So your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, yada, 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 yada. All those people, it's all written into this massive database of your nervous system, which is working in conjunction with your chakras. When your chakras are blocked, first of all, I want to be very clear. Blocked is not actually the correct term, because if they're blocked, that implies that they're completely closed. A closed chakra means the nerves are not functioning, and that means death. So you're not dead, but a chakra that is not functioning at its peak is compressed, it's less energy, it's too much energy, it's not functioning at its peak. And that manifests in the body. When the chakras are not functioning, it's like your nervous system not functioning. And what that looks like in your body is this: it's over syndromes. So what happens is you're overfeeling your nerves, which is your electrical wiring system. What happens when electrical wiring system gets frayed out or shorted out? You get that overfeeling. It's like the nerves get oversensitive and you feel things too much. Oversensitivity, you sense everything gets a little haywire because your nerves are in haywire. So are your chakras. After that happens, when you get that surge of overwhelm, then you get overtired and overfatigued because everything went into high mode, and then, oh my gosh, we're exhausted. Or it could be the opposite. You're still in high mode and your chakras don't know how to turn that excess energy off, and you go into overactive mode. As a result, anytime your nervous system is imbalanced, you have that overall unbalanced feeling in your body, and that's what manifests. So what are your over syndromes in your body? Today, we're going to break down the chakras and the body parts and how they manifest into imbalance in your system. In your body, what causes these blocks? Well, daily unconscious habits and behaviors. Things you are doing consistently every single day. Just how you hold your body, how you move your body, how you exercise your body, how you don't exercise your body. All those things are going to impact how your nerves and your central nervous system are functioning, and therefore how your chakras function as well. In addition, then, your body posture. How you hold your body every single day is going to compress or not compress your chakras. How you move your body every day is going to impact your chakras. And if you have illness or injury, that's going to affect how your nerves and your chakras and all that information and wiring system is working. If your nerves get frayed, if your chakras get compressed, then that's going to compress how the information moves through your system. And how do you fix that? How do you align that? In your body, you can be very mind aware. If you get your brain listening to your body and your body listening to your brain, that clears the pathways, the highways for that information to travel. So if you're clear with your message and you're aware of what your body's trying to say to you, and your brain is clear with the message you're trying to tell your body and not just mindless with it, then it becomes a much more active engagement of communication between your brain and your body. Another way you can address that is through your posture, just learning to sit upright, to stand upright, to align your chakras, your body in a way that it doesn't compress your chakras, and then moving and exercising those nerves and getting them to work appropriately. This is one of my favorite quotes. When you listen to your body when it whispers, you never have to hear it scream, but we all hear it scream at times. So I'm going to tell you a story about how my body screamed at me. It was 1997 to 2001. I was teaching high school in a community, and I was working 12 to 18-hour days. I was working a lot. I was not just teaching high school. I taught high school, I coached swimming, and I managed the yearbook with another person. So I would start work at 6 in the morning at the pool, working with my swimmers. Then I'd teach from 7 to 3, and then be back at the pool from 3 to 5. And then from 5 to 7 or 8, I'd be back in the classroom with yearbook kids all day, every day. And then I'd get home 8 o'clock at night, grade papers till 10 or 11, and then start all over the next day. Living in a community where I didn't have any friendships, I didn't have any personal ties, I was just a workaholic. Well, that workaholic behavior and the physical wear and tear on my body of that workaholic behavior impacted my chakras, and my chakras started talking to me. I was completely disconnected from my spirituality, from my energy, and my energy source was getting completely drained. As a result, in 1997, I was diagnosed with Candida. Candida is a yeast bacteria infection in your gut. So my stomach and my intestinal tract were overwhelmed with yeast and bacteria. That's a core chakra thing. I was overdoing things, and that overdoing caused my digestive system to say, you're trying to digest way too much about life. The digestive system is eating life, eating your world, and then deciding, I want this, I'm going to assimilate this into my system, and I'm going to get rid of this. Well, I was eating way too much of my life, just working away and not really eating things that were soothing me or serving me. And my body was saying, we don't like this food from a spiritual sense. So the Candida happened. Then in 2001, I was hit by a truck. And the injuries that occurred as a result of being hit by the truck was my body screaming at me. It wasn't necessarily, yes, the truck hurt me physically, but on an energetic chakra level, the injuries I sustained were things that my body was trying to tell me, you're not treating yourself well. You're susceptible to more injury because of these things. I was hit in the left hip, and that caused my hips to go wonky. Well, the hips are the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is about movement in life. I was stuck. I was stuck in this rut of the same old patterns every single day. And those patterns were 18-hour patterns. I couldn't get out of those habits. And my sacral chakra was saying, you got to move. You got to get out of this rut. I injured and landed on my right knee. My right knee got knocked out of place, and I needed surgery on that. Well, my right knee is the root chakra, and the root chakra is basic needs. And I was putting the basic needs of other people before the basic needs of myself. I was constantly on bended knee to other people, looking up to everyone else in the world, all my students, all the other teachers I was working with, my assistant coaches for swimming, everything. I was bending my knee to what they needed, and I wasn't taking care of my own needs, and my root chakra screamed at me. The last thing that happened is I landed on my left shoulder, and I separated my left shoulder AC. So my clavicle and my shoulder insertion kind of tore at a tendon level. That is a heart chakra. I was carrying the weight of all my students, all my swimmers, all the yearbook kids, holding their weight, over helping, over serving them, and not taking care of myself. So I was over giving, I was stuck in a rut, and I was not taking care of my own basic needs. And my body screamed at me for it. What body parts talk to you? If you want to understand those things, schedule a private one-on-one free chakra reading, 45-minute chakra reading with me, and I can take you through, oh, these body parts are talking to you. These are the chakras that are resulted from that, and these are the emotional issues living inside those energetic physical tissues. Now I want to take you through those chakras so you can learn which chakras connect to which body parts. First, I want to talk a little bit more about the central nervous system. Here's a really good energetic picture of your central nervous system, which is your brain, your spinal cord, and all the nerves that branch out from your spinal cord. That's what carries all that information of your history, your memories, your experiences, and then gives you information as to how to behave in the future based on that wiring from your past. Your brain plus your spinal cord plus your nerves all work like this intricate nerve cable-like structure, a wire within your body. It's a wiring system that conducts the electrical impulses, carrying information throughout your body, information from your history to information you're taking in from the world now to determine where to go and what to do. From a chakra perspective, here's that picture again. A chakra is an intersection of nerves. So every time a nerve pathway crosses a nerve pathway, you have a chakra. And that chakra is a place where that information can collide and reorganize itself. Oh, I'm getting this information from the nerves of what's happening to the body now, and I'm gathering this information from the brain of what's happened in the past. And the chakra is where that information can get together and say, here's a decision that needs to be made about how we function here based on the past and the current situation. Every time a nerve pathway intersects with a nerve pathway, you have that intersection of decision-making in your chakras. You have 72 million in your body, 72 million places that nerves intersect. There are 7 major ones that live along your spine, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Here's your spinal column. And so the spinal column is that super highway where many of the nerves come in. Lots of wires run along this highway, and that carries the information between your brain, all your history, and the rest of your body, which is receiving the impulses of what's going on here and now. Those electrical impulses collide in the chakra centers. It's a complex electrical wiring communication system. When your chakras get involved, the spinal column, if it gets crunched, it can compress your chakras. So when you hold your spine in a crunched up way, that's squeezing the chakras, and that information then also gets squeezed. That's why we talk about our wires getting crossed. When wires cross and they're not getting the information through that needs to get through, decisions and actions and behaviors are taken that are based on false information or lack of communication. Your 7 major chakras run along that major nerve intersection of your spinal cord. So posture is very important to that communication system. So I'm going to walk you through how to understand how to align your chakras by learning which muscles and which bones help hold the chakras in place and stop that spinal column crunch and help facilitate the communication between the brain and your body. The way I like to describe this is a chakra bandha. So while each of your chakras is this crystal ball of wiring between your nerves and your spinal cord, how your muscles and your bones align around that wiring helps protect and engage whether that chakra wants to turn on or turn down, turn up or turn down in its volume or its energy. So a bandha is a way that you can uncrunch your chakras and squeeze them to say, wake up here, we want communication happening, or release them, we don't need so much going on here now. And it can also, if done too much, it can impinge that communication. So you want to exercise the chakra bandha. A bandha is a yoga term for a lock. I like it more as an embrace, a way to squeeze the chakra to the just right energy center. Think of it like Goldilocks. Here you've got this balloon, and if you need to turn it on and get it to wake up to communicate better, you might just squeeze it a little bit to that just right. If you need it to turn on a lot, you're squeezing it a lot. And then if you don't need it, you're going to unsqueeze it and unsqueeze it and unsqueeze it and let it relax to find that just right. Posture and movement helps you squeeze that chakra, that bandha of exercising your posture and movement. Posture, alignment of your bones, and movement, engagement of your muscles. So here's a great example. I love these pictures. I just had an artist draw. Here's your root chakra. When your root chakra needs to turn up is when you're not safe. When you need to be more aware of your basic needs and keep yourself safe, your root chakra needs a squeeze. So if you're walking down a dark alley where you've never been before and there's a history of crime, your root chakra needs that squeeze to say, oh, communicate, get a lot going on here, access all your history, access all your experiences, and get on guard. But if you're home watching Netflix, the doors are locked, you're safe, you can release that muscle energy and you can let that root chakra kind of relax, because we don't need as much communication going on then. The way you do that is by understanding where the chakra sits within the skeletal and muscular structure. So here, the root chakra sits between your femur bones. Your femur bones are your big thigh bones, and they're hugged by your adductor muscles. Those are the inner thigh muscles. So how you align your femur bones within your hip sockets and how you engage your inner thigh muscles can squeeze and unsqueeze and exercise that root chakra. And when you get that just right alignment of your root chakra and it knows how to engage and disengage, then you're dealing with these things, because your legs and feet are what your root chakra control. And that controls your stability and balance in life. So you think of the body parts that are closest to that chakra and what those body parts are about. Well, your legs and feet are about stability and balance and security. And so the chakra purpose is about support, security, safety, making sure everything is always okay, and turning you up if you need to be more aware of that support, and turning it down if you are already supported. The emotional issues that show up if this chakra is out of balance is fear, anxiety, and worry, because those are things about not feeling supported. And if you learn how to exercise your adductor muscles and work with your thigh bones and the posture of your legs and feet, you can engage that chakra bandha of your femur bones, your adductor muscles, to exercise that chakra of knowing I need to turn up now and I need to turn down now based on what's going on in your life. Then we'll move on to your sacral chakra, which is your Vini bandha. The Vini bandha your sacral chakra lives inside your pelvic bowl. Well, inside your pelvic bowl, the bones connected are your hip bones, the pelvic bone muscles, and the pelvic bones. And then the muscles engaging are your psoas muscles. Your psoas are these ropes that connect from your inner thigh through your pelvis, hugging your sacral chakra and connecting to every vertebrae up to your ribs. So they're like ropes that hug and secure your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra, the body parts, are your hips and pelvis. Well, inside your hips and pelvis are all these organs that control holding on and letting go. Your bladder, your reproductive organs, your anus, your lower intestinal tract, all those are about, I need to hold on to this for now and let go of it when I'm done. So it's all about that level of control. So the sacral chakra purpose is about flow and control. When do we need to control and when do we need to let go of control? The emotional issues that come along with that is guilt, if you're not feeling controlled enough or feeling out of control, and over responsibility or under responsibility, being unreliable. The chakra bandha is learning how to align your pelvic bowl and how to exercise those psoas muscles to hold that chakra right in its perfect place. Moving on to the core chakra, the Udi bandha, which is your lower ribs, because there's no bones in your belly part except your spine there, and your diaphragm, which is the parachute-like muscle at the bottom of your rib cage, and your psoas muscles. And this picture doesn't show it, but somewhat also your abdominals and your obliques. So what's the core chakra about? The body part function of your core chakra. Well, inside that part of your body is all your digestive organs. So your digestive organs determine your fuel, your digestion of life, and your identity. Your digestion, you eat the outside world. You take it into your body, and then your body, your digestion decides, I want this. I'm going to assimilate this into my system, make it part of who I am, or I don't want this and I'm going to push it through and get rid of it, excrete. So the purpose of this core chakra is both about fuel, power, empowerment, and strength, because that's what becomes part of you, and your identity. What's mine and what's not mine? Who am I and what doesn't work for me? The emotional issues then connected with this chakra are your self-image, your weakness and your strength, and your self-worth. Am I good enough? Am I strong enough? If you're not digesting right, it's because you're not working that self-image and you don't feel strong. The chakra bandha then is learning how to align your ribs and your pelvis and the spine in between there with your diaphragm and your psoas muscles. Moving on to your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is everything connected to your lungs and your heart. It's your heart, your lungs, your shoulder blades, your collarbones, your ribs, and all the muscles, particularly the rhomboids, which live underneath your shoulder blades, close to your back heart. So the heart chakra, what is that about? Well, it's your heart, your lungs, your shoulders, your arms. And what do those body parts do? They give and they receive. All day long, you are breathing out, giving, breathing in, receiving. And your heart is pumping out and pumping back in, giving and receiving, give and take. And your arms and your hands are about I give, I serve the world, and then I take in from the world. Hugging, holding, giving, receiving. So the purpose of the heart chakra is about connection, that inner relationship of I take this from you and you give to me, reciprocity. The emotional issues go along with grief of not having something to give and take from, feeling separate, feeling lonely, feeling apart from, not having that interrelationship of giving and receiving, and not belonging. So the chakra bandha is how do you align your collarbones, your shoulder blades, your rib cage, your arms, your hands, and specifically those rhomboid muscles between and underneath your shoulder blades to hug your heart in place. The throat chakra, that's up here at your throat, obviously. The body parts are your neck and throat and your jaw. Not your mouth, but your jaw. So the lower part of your mouth. And it's about speaking and listening. This part of your body is the column between your head and your body. So it's your main communication passage. All of those nerves from your brain have to go through your neck to get to the rest of your body and branch out. So the purpose of your throat chakra is about communication. Communication from your brain to your body, communication from you to other, and from other to you, speaking and listening. The emotional issues that get tied up with that is truth and lies. Do you believe what you're hearing or do you not believe what you're hearing? Is what you're saying your truth or is what you're saying some version of a hidden truth or a lie? Are you censoring yourself? Are you hearing other people censor themselves? Are you oversharing things that should be kept quiet and kept secret for yourself? So it's secret, truth, lies, and so forth. The bandha is the muscles in your cervical spine and all the muscles of your jaw and your neck, and how you position your head, particularly your chin, above and in line with this column of your spine and your neck. Your throat chakra is your jala bandha. This is your cervical spine and your neck muscles. So here's that picture, and it's how these muscles of your jaw and your throat and the muscles of your neck hug that very tight column of your throat chakra. Your third eye chakra. This is about your face, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. So yes, it's your mouth, not your jaw, but it's your ears, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your skin. And that governs your sensing and your feeling. All of those body parts up here are about taking in the outside world. What do I see? What do I smell? What do I hear? What do I feel? What do I taste? Taking in the outside world, and it goes right into the closest part, right into your brain to determine, Is this stuff I need? The chakra purpose then is your intuition. Think of your intuition not as a sixth sense, but as all five senses coming together, merged as one, gathering all this information from the outside world of what I see, smell, taste, touch, and hear, and so forth. And that becomes what you experience. Blending all those together is your intuition of, oh, I've felt this before, because it's right there where your brain is. The quickest intuition is taking in the outside world and immediately accessing all the filing cabinet, the database system in your brain. The emotional issues connected with this are trusting yourself, trusting that first instinct, because knowing that you've got that history and that wisdom in your brain, your perception, trusting what you see. Is what I see what is really out there? And that oversensitivity. What happens when you don't trust your intuition is you get oversensitive, you get overanalyzing, and you don't trust yourself. So to align that, you go to the chakra bandha, which is about your sinuses. I love this picture. This shows you an awesome example. When you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel something, the first place it goes is through your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth into this part of your skull where your sinuses are. All these caverns, they all merge together. So when you drink that soda pop and you laugh and you can feel it in your eyeball, that's because it's going through your sinuses. And your sinuses are where all those electrical impulses of what you see, taste, smell, and touch comes into your system and gather and collect. And then your nerves there say, oh, this is interesting information, and decide what to do with it. That's where that lives, right smack in the center of your skull. Which brings us then to our crown chakra, which is your brain and your skull. And that's the top up here. So your third eye is inside behind your nose, and then your brain and your crown is your crown chakra. And that's more so than sensing and feeling. It's about knowing. It's about wisdom. So the purpose here is spirituality and that greater awareness. It's existentialism. The emotional issues are when you're having the big questions. What's the meaning of life? Why am I here? Do I deserve to be here? So that existential awareness of all those unanswerable questions, and that faith and that trust and that knowing the true nature of things. So deep knowledge and wisdom from a spiritual sense. The chakra bandha here is directly connected to your eyes, your eye gaze. And I know we talked about eyes being your third eye chakra, but the eyes also have nerves that run directly into your brain. So when you gaze, there's all these nerves that go straight back into your brain. This is why therapists work with EMDR, that eye movement repetition, to figure out what's going on in the brain and to rewire how your brain works by changing how your eyes are shifting. This is also why neuro-linguistic processors pay attention to where your eyes are going to see what part of your brain you're accessing in your memory banks. When you shift your eyes, you shift how your brain actively works. So learning how to function with your eyes and be aware of your drishti, or your gaze, and exercise your gaze is how you exercise your crown chakra and get into those bigger, trusting, wisdom, faith questions of life. So how your brain and body learn. So here we've taught you all these muscle tissues and all these awarenesses. What you need to do then is practice. Your brain best learns by habit. Your brain learns best by doing. So do something, repeat it again, repeat it again and again and again and again. You only learn something when you do it like 70 times. It goes in your memory banks if you learn it once, but that it takes about 7 times before you can actually retrieve it consciously, and then 70 times of doing it before it becomes actual habit. And your chakras function on that habit level. So what you need to do to exercise your body to get your chakras into better alignment is you need to find that right posture, that just right place for your energy, your chakras, so that they learn to align and squeeze and embrace the chakras the way they should, and practice that over and over and over and over and over and over again. That trains your brain and it trains your chakras. That's for long-term growth and change. You can change it once, but it's not going to go back to that as habit until you've done it over and over and over again. So you want to make it your new normal habit. So what I recommend is that you choose a chakra alignment. Pick a body part that you have had affected by your chakras, and you know that that chakra is affected by that body part that's affected, and you change your posture to a better, more open alignment by getting to understand the bones and the muscles that are connected to that chakra, and pay attention and get your body feeling those bones and muscles. Here's a review of what we've gone over today. We learned that the chakra system is embedded into the human body's central nervous system. They are interrelated and they work together. Each chakra's purpose is symbolic of the functions of its related body parts. So where that chakra lives in your body, you ask yourself, what body parts are connected to that chakra? And then that tells you the purpose of those body parts is the purpose of that chakra. And a chakra's bandha is the way to exercise that chakra so that it can adjust to the circumstances of life. It's a brain-body awareness of your muscular skeletal body positioning and movement to balance your chakras so that they can exercise themselves like muscles, so that they can turn up and squeeze when they need to squeeze and get more information juicing through there, or they can turn down and relax when they don't need that information juicing through there. The repetition of those body actions over and over and over again, the repetition of those bandhas to get those exercises going is what trains your brain and body and chakras to function better. And I know I gave you a lot of information, and I can't teach you in this one short half-hour, 45-minute class how to exercise each individual chakra or bandha. What you learned today is what those muscles and bones are connected to it. If you want to learn about your chakras and which chakras are talking to you through your body parts, you can schedule a free 45-minute chakra reading with me. And what I do in that chakra reading is I help you understand these chakras are affected by these things going on in your life and in your body. And then I talk to you about how one of my programs might help you to get that better brain and body awareness. It's my long-term programs of working through the chakras and getting that brain body awareness and really teaching yourself how to exercise the muscular bandha of each chakra that helps you retrain yourself into a new way of being. And that's where healing happens. One of those programs is this chakra immersion that's starting on January 2023, going through September 2023. In the chakra immersion, I take you systematically chakra by chakra, and I will teach you what that chakra is all about, how it falls in and out of place typically in life, and you'll get your brain and body connected by I'll teach you those specific body alignment and practices, how to do the bandha, how to turn it up and how to turn it down with your muscular body skeletal awareness. Getting your brain paying attention to how you're holding your bones and how your muscles are engaging your chakras. That's a 9-month program. It's offered in 3 different ways. In 3 different ways. You can do it one-on-one private with me, just you and me. And in that case, you can start any time of the year. And that will walk you through your chakras individually. Or you can do it as a group in the immersion. And in the immersion, we meet twice a month, once where you learn the actual bandha and chakra exercises, and you learn everything about it, and you get your brain trained in class in a group. And then the second session is a question and answer. So you'll learn it, you'll practice it for a while, then you'll come back on class, and I'm there to answer anyone's questions as they're practicing it. And you have a month to work on developing the exercises for each of those chakras. The third way to learn this is a hybrid between the private and the group. And that hybrid is called the mastermind. It's limited to 12 people. And those 12 people, we start in January, we end in September. You get those 2 classes a month, but you also get a one-on-one private session every month too. So you're getting the private understanding of this is my chakra system. You're getting the group training of how to exercise your chakras. And then you're getting the opportunity for the question and answer. You also get all kinds of other stuff, access to free courses, the community engagement, and all kinds of stuff when you sign up for these programs. So I encourage you to check my website and go through those programs and see what's available for you at this time. That's the end of this class for today, and I will see you in the next one.